Hello again, everybody, and welcome to the 11th episode of the Board Game Nerds podcast. I'm your host, Nick, and with me, as always, is my co-host, Ayub.
Hello.
How you doing, Ayub? Ready for today?
Yeah, I think this might be my favorite type of episode, actually, where we look back and see what happens.
It was a good month. We played a lot. I personally played fewer games than I did the previous months, with all my real life getting in the way, some PlayStation 5 getting in the way. But I'm still very excited to talk about what we played. Did you play more or less? How did it look for you?
I also played a bit less. I will also say that the previous month was the Essen month, so we were playing like crazy there. But we still played quite a bit.
Okay, we will be talking about all the games that we played this month, together and separate. We will be talking about some different things, what got us most excited, most hyped, and different other categories that you prepared for us. But before all that, we will be talking about a game. You will be talking about Ascension Tactics, and I will be talking about Paladins of the West Kingdom.
Let's hear it, Nick.
All right, I'll kick it off this time. Paladins of the West Kingdom is a game in the Garfield collection of games. It's one of the West Kingdom games following Architects and Viscounts, and it's, I believe, the heaviest of the three. Paladins of the West Kingdom is a worker placement game with the unique thing that every player has its own symmetrical board that all the workers go into. Workers comes in different colors, from white workers, which are like the weakest ones, then to different colored ones, each serving a different purpose and each representing a different function. And then there are also some purple workers, which are like Joker workers that represent spies. During the game, you will be selecting at the beginning of each round one of your Paladin cards, and that Paladin card will give you a special ability for the game and will denote what types and how many workers you will get. In addition to that, you will pick one card that will give you a selection of workers, and after you've done those two things, the round can begin. The game plays over a series of 7 rounds, and during your turn, you will take a worker placement action, then it goes to the next players, and so on and so forth until everybody passes and the end of the round is triggered. The different things you can do with your workers are all in front of your player board. Your player board is separated in 2 different spaces, the left side of the board and the right side of the board. How I like to describe it is that the left side of the board is the simple actions and the right side of the board is the complicated actions. You gain victory points in this game by doing different things, but mainly from increasing your 3 main attribute tracks. They are faith, strength, and influence. And I will be referring to them during this explanation by blue, red, and black, so that it's easier for everybody to be with me. So you have 3 attribute tracks, black, red, and blue, and they go up by you doing different actions. What actions can you do? On the left side of your player board, you have some basic actions like hunt and trade, which will give you provisions and money, which are the main 2 resources you will be needing to take the actions on the right, complicated side of the board. In addition, you can use an action called Conspire to convert your workers into purple workers, aka spies, thus having more options, but using spies always comes with a penalty. You get one of those suspicion cards, they're called, and they will have some amount of money in them, 0 to 2 usually, and you will be stealing those money from a common pool. That pool has a very specific amount of money, and if it ever runs out, then an Inquisition comes and say, hey, what are you doing? Why are you stealing the money? At that point, we check to see who has the most suspicion cards, and that person will gain a debt. Debts are bad because they give you -3 points at the end of the game. But there are actions that can allow you to flip them into a positive debt. Like you've paid your debt, now you're good. Another thing you can do on the left side of your player board is you can pray, and you can use a cleric, aka a black worker, to do so. And using a pray action lets you pay some money to make another action, either on the left or the right side of your board, clear, empty, so you can use it again later. Then you can use an action to recruit, and you can recruit these different cards that are out in a common board at the middle of the table, and they can either give you a one-time benefit or you can keep them in front of you to give you like a passive. A passive, for example, that could say, we talked about trade, whenever you trade, you get an additional coin or something like that. And then the final action on your left side of the player board is my personal favorite, the develop action. When you take a develop action, you pay a lot of money. You pay 4 money, and what you can do is you can take one of these little green buildings that are on a track on your player board and put it anywhere on your right side of the player board. What that building does is it covers one of the worker placement spots for the hard-to-do actions, and it makes it permanently cheaper to do. Every action on the right side of the board will require you to use 3 workers. So whenever you place one of your develops on one of those actions, then you would need to only use 2 workers later on. So you're permanently making your actions cheaper, which is very good because your economy in this game is pretty tight. That's pretty much the simple board. Now let's talk about the game. In the hard side of the player board, there are 6 different actions. Every action functions in kind of like the same way. It requires you to have one of the 3 attributes we talked about, and we said we'll talk them black, red, and blue, and it will reward you with one other of the attributes, blue, red, and black. So you need one, you take one. 2 of the actions on the top side of the board are commission and garrison. They function in a similar way. Commission requires black, gives you blue, and garrison requires red, gives you black. And what they allow you to do is you have a track of 8 buildings on top of each of those, and you can take those buildings by paying provisions, increasingly bigger amounts, to place them on another board on the middle of the table and allow you to get a one-time rewards. Those one-time rewards can vary from provisions to gold, to praying, to getting more workers, to anything pretty much. Flipping debts, getting free characters on your player board that give you passive benefits. And you can use them throughout the entirety of the game. So that's 2 of the actions, commission and garrison. Then you have fortify. When you take the fortify action, you require blue and you gain red, and you are able to build the walls of your empire. On the top of your player board, you will have a space where all the fortifies go, and you will start from the left to the right, and you will be slowly building a wall. When you take the fortify action, you will draw a card from the fortified deck, and that card will award you with some red, as we said, the attribute, and another benefit that will be printed on the card. Once again, the fortify, alongside commission and garrison, all cost an increasing amount of provisions. If you manage to reach the 3 final stages of your commission, fortify, or garrison action, you will be awarded with increasingly more victory points. This is just the half of a hardboard. There are 3 more actions, and all these 3 actions will require money. So the 3 actions we talked already require provisions. The next 3 require money. The first action is absolving. You know, we all sin, we do some bad things, and absolving is a great way to get rid of those sins. When you absolve, you require the blue and you get the black, and you pay an increasing amount of coins. And how you absolve is you have this little tray on your board that has these jars that on top of them write how much blue you need to take the actions. You will pick up one of those blue and place it on another spot on your player board, which will give you a one-time benefits. Those benefits range from workers, provisions, praying, flipping debts, even recruiting someone for free. And they always award you with discarding a suspicion card. And this is why you're absolving, right? You sinned before, you've taken some suspicion, the Inquisition is wary of you, but now you're absolving and you can get rid of it. And the final thing you can do is attack and convert, and those 2 actions are pretty much have to do with the same place on the board. On the middle of the board, there is this line of outsiders. They're just simply cards that you can use by either attacking them, aka killing them, or converting them, aka taking them to your cause. When you attack, you need the red, you get the blue, and you simply take one of those guys and they will have an instant benefit on top of them. You take it and then you keep the card face down in front of you to keep them for final scoring. They might give you points by other means. And then converting requires the black, gives you the red. We've talked about this. And it requires an increasing amount of coins to do so. You take those outsiders and instead of killing them, you say, hey, come join me, why not? And you place them on the bottom of your player board and they will give you an end game scoring. This is Paladins in a nutshell. I know it's a lot, but I really wanted to get this out of there. I haven't found a lot of places that actually explain heavy games like this, so I wanted to give like a good explanation of the game, maybe help you if you're afraid to dive into it, maybe just, you can do it. It's not that hard. After you play it a few times, it will roll very, very nicely. And of course, I haven't talked about anything. There's an expansion, City of Crowns, that introduces new things, which is very nice. In the middle of the board, there will be these 3 missions that are different each game, and those missions get revealed in the first, second, and third round, and will award you for doing some of the hard actions with victory points. And then, of course, on the third round onward, a new worker placement spot will be revealed that will be common for both players. So this is where the little bit of interaction might come into play. All in all, it's my favorite Garphill game. I've played all the North and West games. I haven't played any of the South games yet. But from the 6 games I've played from Garphill games, this is by far my favorite. Whew! I feel like I've been talking for a while. You jump in.
Also in a fast tempo. I was there, but yeah, I know you like this game a lot. I think the action you mentioned where you take like a little house and you make a worker placement spot less hard to do. So instead of needing 3 workers, you only need 2 workers. I think I only seen this in this game and in Orleans, where you also can upgrade a worker placement spot, so it requires 1 less worker to do it as well. I don't know if you've seen it in other games.
I've seen it in Scythe.
Oh, okay.
In Scythe, there is like this top where you have some cubes, you take them, you put them down, and then the actions become cheaper.
True.
Yeah.
It's a little different, but I get it. Yeah, it's definitely like the same main mechanism.
But yeah, it's also I haven't seen it in many games, and it's very interesting.
Yeah.
Because it gives you an interesting perspective on what you want to follow, what you want to do.
Yeah, and I think in both this, I mean, this is definitely heavier than Orleans, but in both this and the first time I played those two games, I thought, okay, I'll upgrade this action. And then, you're happy your action is stronger. And at some point you see, oh, I don't need this action no more. I shouldn't have done it to this action. Like, it's like a wasted turn. I definitely think you need, like you mentioned, a few games to understand how things connect. Because I don't think the actual actions are that difficult.
No.
But understanding the fact that, okay, I want this in-game card. Okay, I'm going to buy this because that will help me towards this in-game card. Now I need that card. Oh, but to get that card, I need to have this. Okay, I need this attribute. Oh,
yes.
But I'm not strong enough to like this chaining of like they're so far sometimes to what you might want to do that you probably should do something else, but you didn't understand that the first time you played
exactly.
it. So yeah, it grew on me on the few times we played it. We did play it 3-4 times, something like that. The first time I was hella confused. What's the best player count, Nick?
Definitely 2, I would say. I've played it 3. It was also a decent game. We were playing 3 players who are generally really fast, so it flowed. But with 3 players, I feel like there is still a lot of downtime. Yeah, and a lot of things can change between your turn and the next. I feel 2 is the best player count. Never played it 4. I would never recommend that because it's going to take too long. Solo, it's also very good, but I will say that the AI needs a little bit of a work on your part. If you don't mind that, solo is also amazing. Okay. Otherwise, 2 players is the best, I feel.
And on your turn, you're drawing these 3 cards, and you need to pick from one of the cards, right?
The Paladin cards in the beginning of the turn.
Yes. There was an expansion coming out soon. Do you remember? Does that change that a bit?
I actually saw it yesterday. I don't know if it's been on the market yet. I think it's not. I think it's a Kickstarter. It just introduces a personal player suspicion deck.
Okay.
The main problem people have with this game is the suspicion deck, as I mentioned, has random cards that give you 0 to 2 coins. And some people complain that this can be a big swing in the game. So if I take 3 suspicions and I get 6 coins, and you take 3 and you get 0 coins, that's a big swing. So this personal suspicion deck will be the same for each player, and you will be drawing from it. So you will at all the time know what's in your suspicion deck, because there's like 16 cards in it. You know what they are. If you've drawn these, you know what's happening. So it's balancing it a little bit. There is already a very good variant in BGG. I'm afraid I don't remember the user, so I cannot credit him. But what he said, and many people play the game like this, is that whenever you draw a suspicion card, you always get a coin. If it has a 0 on it, then you take it from the supply. If it has a 1 coin from it, you take it from the bank. And if it has a 2 coins on it, you take 1 from the supply and 1 from the bank. That way, the bank is always running out, and everybody gets the same amount of coins. So,
all right, interesting to look into. Did you mention it? Is this your favorite from the West Kingdom?
Yeah, and it's actually by quite a far margin. This was in my top 10 last year.
Yeah,
and the next one, the Viscount, was in my 60s, I think. So it's I think it's by far my favorite.
Cool. Yeah, and it's definitely a game you should check out if you like all these things that Nick mentioned now.
Yeah.
And in general, like the Kingdom series, whether it's West, South, or North.
I am eager to play South. Our friend Ulrich says he has a South game and he's willing to play it with me, so I'm really excited about that, Ulrich. Keep that in mind. From one good game, though, to another very good game.
We're going into it. Ascension Tactics. Definitely one of my favorite games. Before I became a board gamer, I did first start out by playing some deck builders. Ascension, the classic Ascension, just the Ascension deck building game, was definitely one of the first board games that I played a lot. In this game, you are fighting monsters in the center row. You are gaining power, you gain rewards when you kill a monster, or you buy cards from the center into your deck that you will then shuffle, play. You get points. There are some gems. Whoever gets a certain amount first wins. We have some other similar deck builder games, Star Realms, DC deck building, Star Wars deck building, where you just have the center row and you buy, and the whole game is centered around building a deck, and that's that. And then you're, of course, playing your cards. What Ascension Tactics adds is a map. And first you might be like, oh, how does that work? It adds map and champions. And of course, I had to get the miniature versions. So as these miniatures that each game you'll start with 4, and you will use your cards that you buy to get, of course, more income to buy new cards, but also to command your different champions around the board with power. The map can look different from game to game. It can have some forest tiles that is harder to move through. It can have some like inferno tiles where you'll take damage, so you need to make sure your champions are not too weak or they just die, or then you must go around it and so on. And you can also like buy cards that is equipment that you put under your champion card, so it will become stronger. Very cool. Very big fan of the game. So yeah, and the Ascension Tactics game adds scenarios, so you can play it in different ways. You can play it 1 versus 1, free for all, 2 versus 2, co-op, solo. I mean, it got everything. Then it also adds these small chests where when you are moving your champions on the map, if you land in a chest, you pick it up and it will either have like plus damage, plus defense, plus movement, stuff like this. So when you're taking a turn in the future, you can flip this chest to be like, you know what, I'm going to move a bit further than you actually normally could. Because, of course, if you're meeting another player's champion on the map, there will be a battle, and you simply just look at how strong your champion is. You can, of course, have buffed your champion with item cards, making it stronger and so on. And, I mean, I like this type of battle. No swingy dice where you're like, no, I rolled a 1 3 times in a row. This won't happen here. It's very tactical in that way. You can see on the map where people are going and so on. It has, as I mentioned, different scenarios, and these scenarios can be very different. We have the Battle of the Three Shrines, which is the standard map. That is also probably, if you get the game or have played the game, what you would have played the most. There's 3 shrines on the map, 1 in the middle and 2 in the up left corner and the bottom right corner. And in the opposite corners where each player has a portal. From this portal is where your champions will come out. Whenever you use your command power to command your champions, they will start in that portal, and now you have a choice. Are you going towards the center? Are you going up? Are you going left? And so on and so on. Because when you end your turn next to a shrine and you have more champions around that shrine than the opponent, you get 2 points. So in this standard map, you're simply playing a game of what is it called?
Having the flag?
Yeah, almost like a capture the flag, but like an area control. If you have the most around this shrine, you get points. And that can be very different depending on which champions you have, depending on which deck you build, and so on. So alone, that map has plenty of replayability. And that is just one out of a bunch of scenarios. Then you have the Warlock, which is similar, but there is some areas on the map you need to go by and have control over. And the moment you do that, then you can get to the shrines. Otherwise, they are locked in. There's the Stone Circle, where there is only 1 shrine in the middle, and only 1 champion from each team can go to that. So this is more like I'm a big guy, I'm going to go into the middle and fight, and maybe you have some other champions around ready to go in and back up and so on. Which, of course, that type of a map adds way more head-to-head battle. Where the many shrines, you might go for a tactic where I'm just going to get small champions that are fast and can move around and all of that stuff. Then the Colossus, which is I think we played together.
Yeah, I think I remember it. Yeah.
Where you can go around and take control of some shrines. You'll get this cultist, which is like moving slower towards the opponent's base and will just explode to do like a lot of damage. And if you do that twice, that is actually so much damage that you win the game. But you can also just focus on going with your champions and attacking the base. So like, maybe I should also just mention the last scenario that I want to mention is the Fires of the Industry, which I personally like to call Protect the VIP, because there's just one. This is where it becomes a little bit of like an asymmetrical mission for you and your opponent. One player needs to protect the VIP, as I call it, which will only move 2 spaces every turn towards one end of the map to the other end of the map. And the other person just needs to go in and attack. And if they do 50 damage to him, they win. If he gets all the way to the other end, you win. So it's like so almost many games in one game. Of course, they're all quite similar because they use the same main mechanics, but it's like scenarios based that will really change it up if you like these type of games. Some other plus is that the card stack is huge. Like, I think there's even though, after playing it 10 plus times and so on, there are cards you would not even have seen yet. The champions you start with, there are 24 of them. And you start with 4 each, and you can draft them, and you can go in like different scenarios, and they also have like a suggested roster. So of course, if you're playing with someone that hasn't played it that much, or both of you haven't, it's hard to draft champions. So you can just go with suggested rosters. On top of that, you can buy champions throughout the game. They come from the main deck, where you can both buy the items and so on. And these champions, of course, when you buy them, they go directly to your roster. You pick up the miniature. They have cool abilities. Some of them are free to command. Some of them do a one-time ability once you buy the card. Extremely nice. Yeah, I am a big fan of this. There are still some modes I haven't tried in the scenario book. Some 3-player brawl. And I mean, even, I'm not a big fan of like general, like... what is it called, legacy games and stuff like that. I enjoyed when I played it, but I haven't done it a lot. But all of these names, I don't know, I really like it. Stealing Fire, Never Meet Your Idol is a 2v2 map. And they make sure, they make sure it all sounds nice and crisp. I really enjoy it. How do you feel about Ascension Tactics?
It's very nice. I was a big Ascension enjoyer back in the day. And it's no secret by now that I love deck building games. And my first play of Ascension Tactics, I didn't really dig it. I'm like, yeah, okay, sure. But then we played it again, and the miniatures were painted, and something clicked. And I really enjoy it now. It's also a game that I really like playing with you. We've played a ton of different modes. I mean, when you were mentioning them, just flashbacks of me being clobbered by these giant cultists came back. So, yeah, it is a very good game.
Yeah, and if you know the normal Ascensions, there was this little cultist that you could attack for points. In this game, you can use command power to command him. So if you have no champions that you can get out, or if they are all too expensive, he's not that expensive. And they're like 8 little cultist miniatures, and you can take them and move them around. Super weak, but other cards, of course, can make them explode. You can swap around with them.
I feel like I've talked about this in the podcast before. I feel like I've told that this is my favorite strategy.
Yeah.
There's like this Demon Slayer where he slays a cultist and he spawns where the cultist was slain, and then he lets you remove cards from your deck if you kill somebody. So you can do a lot of different things with the champions and the cultists. Very good.
And I definitely feel like, of course, some champions feel stronger, but I feel like all of them feels interesting.
Yes, exactly.
So
and unique, I will say.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you never have a champion where it's like, of course you can be like, oh, the other one got strong ones, but you're not like, I don't want to play these. Only reason you would say that is if you just played them, maybe, and you want something new. But all of them are just like so different, have attack power depending on how much expensive cards you play. It lets you play other cards cheaper. Whenever you kill something, you get to remove a card from your deck. Like, they have so many different abilities. And I really love it, yeah.
I have a question for you.
Hit me.
I mean, it's no secret by now that you are not the biggest fan of area control games.
Yes.
What makes this specific area control game make you love it so much? You don't have to answer. You can think about it a little bit, because you really love this game. It was top 10 last
year. Top 5.
Top 5.
So,
So what makes this specific area control game that good for you?
Yeah. So I will say first and foremost, of course, I don't, even though, of course, a lot of the scenarios have area control, it doesn't feel like the central mechanisms. So this is, of course, a big thing already, that you are, it's deck building. That is definitely the main drive point. And different scenarios can do different things. I think the area control here is more like you go to fight somebody in an area with a hero, a champion. It's not like I'm putting these dudes on the map here. I'll roll some dice. Okay, I died. I lost something. But I'm still fighting Nick. Now random guy comes in. Oh, I'm going to kill you. But I'm like, okay, I lost.
You think of a specific game when you say that?
And to top it off, and I think this is the biggest reason, a lot of area control games reward you with resources once you have control, which makes me feel like whoever has control in the beginning gets the lead. And then it's hard to catch up. This rewards you with points. Your engine building, it's not an engine builder, but like you building up your deck, your heroes, your characters, comes from something else. So therefore, losing the area control game, you can still come back later. Now you build up to fight, and now you can fight back. So when somebody kills me in that, I don't feel like, now I definitely lost. No, I'm going to get behind in points, but I can come back. So I think that's the biggest reason, yeah.
Cool. Amazing answer, man. Very good. All right. We've talked about Paladins, we've talked about Ascension Tactics, but we have a ton of games to talk about. Before all that, we need to remind you that we do have an Instagram account where we post the games we played and we do polls about our 5 on the fly. It's at board_game_nets. Go drop us a follow and vote in our polls. We also have recently created a TikTok account where we have some unboxing videos, also under Board Game Nerds. You can also follow that. And of course, if you want to ask us any questions, we have an email at boardgamenerds777@gmail.com. Go and ask those juicy questions.
Yep. And you can also, of course, always write the Instagram account. That is also a way, whatever is easiest for you. And we will happily talk about what you want to hear about.
Always. But remember, Instagram account, speak in English, because we have a lot of languages flying around.
Yes.
Speak in English so we can understand. All right. Are you going to talk about your games first?
Yes. Should we go to the next category, the day's topic? Yeah?
Yeah.
So, what we're going to go through here today is our, just like we did a month ago when we did the recap of the month, going to talk about our top 5 experiences, which means not the best games we played, but times we had where we enjoyed playing something. Then we're going to talk about our biggest surprise. That can be because we didn't play the game, because it's a long time since we played it. Just something where the expectations were lower than what the game brought to us. And then we're going to talk about our biggest letdown, where our expectations were too high and the game could just not bring up. And last thing, but not the least, we're going to talk about our most unique experience, something that was just different than what we maybe usually play, or, something that was different in that sense. So, with that said, let us maybe start with our biggest surprise. Should I start this time?
Sure, yeah, go ahead.
Good with you?
Yeah.
Cool. I will say, my biggest surprise was the Clank Catacombs. I tried the original Clank two times, and I found it to be okay, But this new whole exploring part of the Clank Catacombs was extremely hype. It's almost felt like I mean, of course it is still, but it felt more of a push your luck game than it might be, but it of course depends on how you play as well. So I had a great time. I think I played it 3 times now. So my biggest surprise was Clank Catacombs, closely followed by Transmissions. Yeah, I was really considering. We played Transmission again. It's an old Kickstarter that Nick has with the small robots, and I don't know. It's just whenever I play Transmission, I'm just having a good time. It's a
it's a pretty chill game, actually. Yeah.
And it feels like a pick up and deliver game. I'm going here, I'm picking up these resources, I'm going over here, I'm using them to buy this. Anyways, what is your biggest surprise, Nick?
Well, my biggest surprise is by far a small game, fits in a small box. It only has a few cards in it, some stickers, and it's called Kingdom Legacy. It is a very unique and amazing solo legacy game that our friend Ulrich introduced me to, and I just got addicted. It took me about 7.5 hours to complete it and all 5 available expansions for it, and I'm definitely buying it again in a few months to try it again. It's from the designer of Terraforming Mars, so expectations were...
That already helps, huh?
Yeah. And I will not spoil it here, but I will definitely, in one of the future episodes, it will be the game that I will talk about. It's amazing. It has multi-use cards. It has like a flowing story that you get through. You put stickers on cards. You tear cards. It's just mind-blowing for me. Amazing game.
Yeah, I haven't played it. I'm strongly consider trying it at some point. Both of you and Ulrich are so hyped about it. It looks nice when I see it. We talked a little bit about it. I'm afraid that this will get me into solo gaming, and my time is already it's already
temptations
kind of locked. Cool. All right. So that was our biggest surprise. But from the top of the skies to the bottom of the pits, we're also going to talk about our biggest letdown. Okay. My biggest letdown. Well, let me start off by saying this. We played pretty good games this month. When I was looking for the biggest letdown, I was like, okay, a lot of these games were, pretty good. One game in particular was good, but my expectations were extremely high. And the biggest letdown for me then is Evenfall, because I think the expansion did just not put in deliver what I imagined it would do. We heard 2 new factions, a new board with new resources. It sounded
familiars.
Familiars. You put a little cat on top of your workers and they can do different stuff. And I was like, this is going to be amazing. Even though we already heard a little bit that people online were like, yeah, it's not that. I was,
okay.
Yeah, I tried to de-hype myself, but, some hype was still there. And I just think, I don't know, if somebody was like, I have the game, but I don't have the expansion. I was like, yeah, cool, we can still play it. I'm not going to be like other games where I'm like, you don't have the expansion, like with Anak.
Unplayable.
Yeah, should we play something else maybe,
What? Terraforming with no prelude?
Yeah, exactly.
Side.
Let's not do that. So,
well, I mean, definitely the expansion was not up to what I was expected, but I love Evenfall so much that I can just skip and bear through it. There is another game for me that I was a bigger letdown, because you know what happens when a game comes off of another existing game and you love the first game? You are extremely hyped. When your friend puts that game on your 3x3 list, you're like, man, this game will be nice. But Riders of the Kansas, the card game, was not as nice as I expected. There were a few flaws with the game. It also was not super intuitive, I want to say. It was fun. We were doing something okay. We were playing. We were taking something. But as I said in a previous episode, I would much rather play Splendor any day of the week. So that's why Riders of the Kansas just... Maybe I had too high expectations for it. And don't get me wrong, it's still a very good game. Splendor is a good game. But it wasn't what I expected. I expect to be way better than that. Riders of the Kansas, the card game.
Yep. Well, of course, we often have different opinions about different games.
Yeah.
I do enjoy this game. I will say this is by far not the game where I'm sad that you feel like this about it. I'm not a huge lover, but I definitely enjoy it.
You liked it. No, I liked it as well.
Yeah.
It's just that compared to, as you said, we played so many good games. So that's why this one's the one that drew the small straw.
Yeah. There were other games in the past where I'm like, no, please, Nick, love this game. And you came around afterwards. And
definitely.
And vice versa, right?
Oh, that's...
And Abyss. Okay. So now we're going to go to our most unique experience. I think this category is always kind of tough, because what is a unique experience?
Exactly.
Is it unique for the board game? Does it do something different than what the board games you play in general do, or what you normally play? It's also unique if you never play dexterity games and all of a sudden you play a dexterity game. And for other people, that is not a unique experience because they're like, this is just like Jenga or whatever, right? So, I picked from what I normally play, so what kind of stood out. And for me, it was a War of Whispers. This was a game I played at
work.
Okay. Yeah. And it is an area control game. And already there, I was like,
the red flag.
Oh, this is a red flag. But I'm just briefly going to say how the game kind of works. So there's these areas with different factions, and you're not controlling a faction. And I think that was nice. You have 5 spaces on your board, and on those board, randomly, the different faction will be placed face down in the beginning. So you know how they're for you, and the opponent knows how it is from themselves. And those 5 spaces, one is like 4 times the amount of points, minus points, and so on. So you want the different factions that are the biggest multiplier on your board to, of course, win on the map. And there are some ways that you can move them around and so on. Let's not get into that. The cool thing about this game was on the outer circle of the board was where you took your actions. And you would start by removing a previously placed action, and then you, in turn order, place which actions you want to take. The board is kind of put into 4 sections, and in each section there is 4 actions. And you could kind of see what the others would do, because if you pick the last action in a section and nobody picked the previous actions in that section, you get to do all those actions. But if you do that as your first worker placement spot, let's call it that, it's not a worker placement, but action selection spot, and somebody took the 3rd action, that person would get 3 actions. You would only get the last. Okay. So you were needing, and of course the action also had an effect on a certain area of the board. So it's not just that you want. I might even be like, well, I'm supporting the brown faction. Nick, he can get 4 actions over there around the brown faction. But you know what? Let him do that. It's good because he will just help maybe both of us. I will just take 2 actions over here. It was very interesting, like how you were debating with yourself how to kind of, should I take more or less action and so on. Yeah, so that's very different from anything I played. A War of Whispers.
Okay, cool. Wow, oh, man, now I feel like I need to play that game. Wow.
Yeah, my
Another game that I need to play. Fuck.
But it is a W game.
Yeah,
So,
we like that. I should play it now that I think about it.
all right.
You explained unique experiences very nicely because unique experiences is something that's different. I mean, we played Civolution, amazing. We played SETI, wow, what a twist on the regular things we play. But all these games, they kind of resemble what we usually play. And this time, my unique experience is not that the game itself was like amazing, but the way that game got to my table, where it started from, in COVID, doing playtest sessions in Discord all night long, in actually seeing one of my best friends actually dealing with the hardships of designing a game, and then actually my Kickstarter delivering. My vote goes for Riverbed Hunt this month. It is a very nice, very quick, hidden roles game. Resembles Bank a little bit, but you are Tritons with 3 different functions supporting different things. It was amazing. Getting that game in my table in Denmark 4 years later, my life completely different than from the time that this game was being designed. That just hit very hard and how much we've come in this board game hobby. Shout out to Odd Statue Games for Riverbed Hunt, and that was my unique experience for this month. We played this together.
We played it together, yeah. Nick, the number 1 backer.
Yeah, exactly. As a first backer, exactly.
I don't think I will ever be that for anything. I will try at some point, but...
Well, if I ever make a game, you better be.
Oh, yeah. Then I have to. But you will have some other friends. And
yeah, that competition is going to be rough. All right. What's next?
Now we are done with those small categories like that. Now we're just going to talk about our top 5 experience. We, of course, as always, start from the bottom and go up. So just moments where we play something and this was just, man, I had a good time, right? Or, man, I enjoyed myself in a different way or whatever, but... top 5 experiences, not necessarily top 5 games. So, Nick, what is your number 5?
My number 5 game we haven't played in a while, but we played again this month, and oh my god, now I remember why I got this game. And it's a game called Deus. A very good game. Man, every time I want to play Deus, I'm like, do I really like this game? But then it comes out and it feels so fresh. I don't know what makes it feel fresh, but it does. It has this center tableau, you have the different cards, and you can make some crazy chains in this game. Man, I was looking at your 3rd column last game. I was so jealous of what we were doing. Amazing game. My number 5, Deus.
Yeah, definitely a game that also rose up for me. The first time I played it, I was in that position where I felt
the deck was not very well
shuffled. Not very well shuffled, and you can, of course, just redraw, and I did that, but I felt like I needed a certain amount of colors, and I never could find that. I had the same experience with Underwater Cities, where long ago, where the first time, man, I just only got orange cards, and I really needed different colors. And those are the only 2 games I ever heard about where the rule book says, make sure.
That is amazing.
Make sure these cards are shuffled well.
I don't know if you usually get sleeves for your games, but if you play those 2 games, just get sleeves. It will make it so much easier to shuffle the cards. Yeah, just do it.
And just using 2 minutes in the beginning to shuffle will make the 40 to an hour and a half experience much better. Yeah. So and we did, and you made sure they were shuffled very well this time. Yeah. So it was just for you, me, Jenk, and Akin that we played it well. Everybody enjoyed the game. So yeah, good pick.
Your number 5 is
my number 5. It's let's go to Japan.
Let's do it.
I also played it with my girl, and we just enjoyed the whole thing of talking about, I'm going to go to this place and that place. I really enjoy the little expansion I got, which is like a mini prelude expansion, if we can call it that, where you can do a different ability, and man, it's just it's very good, and just a chill thematic drafting game, and I'm having a good time. The times I played it.
Yeah, it's a good game. I like it, and I really want to go to Japan.
Yeah.
All right. My number 4 is a reimplementation of a game that I really loved back in the day, and it is Clank Catacombs. We only played it once, but since just that one play, I can understand why people feel like this is an improvement. I've played the old Clank a lot, so the first thing I did when this game was out, I was like, let me look through the cards, let's see if the problematic things are still there, and they were not, which is nice. They kept the cards, they kept the flavor, they added randomness with the tiles, it's nice. And man, it feels really hard to get out of that dungeon, let me tell you.
Yeah, and we also play with the expansion, and there's just so much in the game where it's like, okay, this is a ghost room, or this room you can activate if you pay this and that. It's like there is so much stuff that is interesting without being too rules heavy. But still, yeah, very good pick. Cool.
Your number 4.
My number 4, you might be happy to hear. It is Terraforming Mars.
Let's go. Let's go.
Yeah. I played this twice this month. Weirdly enough, without you.
Traitor.
When somebody from my work goes like, hey, have you heard about this game? I'm like, of course. Should we play it? And I'm like, yes, let's push this. Last time we played some area control game. Can you suggest it to the other guy as well? And then, of course, we played it. Everybody loved it. The guy who haven't played it before won, but he was so into it and he asked a lot of questions. Everybody was like, this feels good, and so on and so forth. Very good game, and I played it another time as well. A big reason why it's on my top 5 experiences, I mean, it's a game I played a lot before, is of course the new Prelude 2 expansion, getting to see some new stuff, corporations, and all of that. Amazing time.
Story time. Terraforming Mars is the reason that I met you, dear listeners. I was at a party that my roommate was hosting with his dancing group, and I met a girl there, and she asked me what my hobbies were, and I'm like, I like playing board games. And she's like, what's your favorite? I'm like, you're not going to know my favorite board game. She's like, try me. And I said, Terraforming Mars. And what was her response, ladies and gentlemen? I played that yesterday. What? With whom? And that's where she mentioned the Yub, her then roommate, and then we hang out through that, and here we are today. So Terraforming Mars is the reason this podcast is live. I want everybody to know that.
Yeah, that was amazing. She came back. She was like, yeah, I met this guy. He liked board games. He liked anime. He lives on Amma. It's like,
that's me.
Who is it? Why? And of course, from there we clicked. She was out traveling. We were going to play some games. She called me. Yeah. Did you meet up yet? Yeah, I'm going to see him now. Oh, is it the first time? No. And she felt a little bit betrayed that we played so much without her. But
Anastasia, shout out.
Yeah.
Thank you very much.
Come play with us soon.
Yes, you should.
All right. My number 3 is a filler game. And, filler games are just perfect games for like putting up into some extremely fun moments because they're supposed to be wild. They're supposed to give some good experiences. This one is at work, 6 people playing Diamant, the Incan Gold adaptation.
Yeah.
Man, was this just amazing? My coworker keep pushing, everybody going out. She's alone. Boom, she flips the cards. 13 diamonds. Boom, she flips the card. Like, stop, man. Stop. I want her to bust, of course, because I want to win the game. But I don't want her to bust like that. I'm stopped. She's like, no, I think I can get one more card. She kicked our asses, and she won. Bigger than I've seen anybody ever win. So fun.
I have a theory.
Hit me.
About you. I firmly believe, that push your luck is your favorite thing in board games, and you cannot change my mind. It's your hype when you play a push your luck game when you're in the zone. It's incomparable, man. You really love that.
It's definitely up there, and I just ordered 2 push your luck games this week, so because I was like, I need to explore some of these games a bit more. And we'll see after playing those. I will come back, dear listeners, and say how I feel about it.
Just order 2 push your luck games. Of course you did.
All right.
Okay, my number 3 game is not a push your luck game.
What?
It's not a filler game.
Okay.
But it's definitely a very, very, very small box.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it is Gloomhaven Buttons and Bugs, the solo Gloomhaven game. Well, it's literally smaller than my mobile phone, and it offers almost the same experience as Gloomhaven.
That is crazy.
Yeah, I loved Gloomhaven. I liked Gloomhaven, Joseph the Lion, and let me tell you, this is somewhere in between them. This is a very good game. I've made it to scenario number 3. I've lost twice now. I really need some help to get through it. I breezed through the first 2, and it's crazy. It even has paths. I go to the third scenario, I was like, if you're playing that character, go there. If you're playing that, go there. I'm like, what the are they doing in this? It's a small box. Yeah, and it's very nice. I'm really enjoying it so far. There are a few scenarios for me to get through, so I'm still very early in my experience, but Gloomhaven, I'll definitely finish that game.
Cool. Yeah, that's crazy. I wonder how much playtime there is in that box.
Man, there's a lot. Every scenario takes like 30 minutes, let's say. And I've played 4 times already. So I'm already 2 hours in and
Yeah.
Yeah.
The box is bigger than the other little solo game box, right?
Yes, I think a little bit bigger, yeah.
Like wild shot from the hip, which one do you think has the most content?
I think Gloomhaven.
Okay.
Because that game just gave me like 7 hours.
Okay.
It was super enjoyable, and I definitely think I prefer that right now.
Was it called Kingdom what?
Kingdom Legacy.
Kingdom Legacy, yeah. Okay, cool.
But Gloomhaven, it feels like, if it's like 30 minutes per scenario and there are like 20 scenarios, I think just from that, it's definitely bigger.
All right.
All right, number 2.
Cool. My number 2 is a game we played together. It is a game that I was hyped for you to try at some point, and it is Robo Rally.
Okay.
I played it both with you and Alex, and I also played it with my OG Robo Rally partner, which I mentioned in a previous episode, Michael. And this was the first time playing the new version, and I really like what they changed. And I'm just having a fun time. This whole, 3 people kind of being in distress about, is my robot going where I want it to go? Who's shooting who's pushing what? Which way is the conveyor belt going to turn and all of that? I just think it's a really enjoyable game. Yeah, I cannot say anything bad about it. It's not a big, heavy strategy game. Of course, if you go into it with that in mind, you might be disappointed, but it's a very enjoyable game. So my number 2, Robo Rally.
Man, that was a crazy game. I don't know how good it is, but I was laughing the entire time. So that says something. That was a crazy game. Yeah, excited to play it more. All right, my number 2 game I've mentioned already, and it's Riverbed Hunt, the game that we talked about a little bit earlier from Odd Statue Games. Amazing game. Finally got to try it. We played 2 or 3 games of it, I think. It really lived up to what I expected. It is like Bang and I Love Bang. Theme really nice. The story really nice. All the 3 different roles felt really balanced in between them. Very good game. What you would expect from a game like this. Small box, small footprint. Very good game. Riverbed Hunt.
Yeah, and pretty amazing artwork as well.
Yes, artwork is really nice.
All right.
Number 1.
My number 1 experience was another time at my work.
Oh.
I was playing with 2 fellow coworkers, and we already played actually a War of Whispers that day.
Oh, so it's not that.
And we needed to play one more thing. And I was a little bit afraid with the time, how it would look. But I was like, you know what? You want to try For the King and Me, which is the Biblia's adaptation. And man, we have a good time. And every time one of my coworkers drew a card, he was like, I'm going to put this card over here. And he take the next card. Damn it.
Yeah.
And, everybody was so much into it. Nobody really knew who went for what and so on. And amazing tension and fun.
Anybody out there with a copy of Biblios that wants to get rid of, hit Nick up. I need to get a copy of that game. I don't want to play For the King and Me. I want to play Biblios.
All right, cool. Anyways, that was my number 1.
Very good game.
How about
For the King and Me is a very good game.
Yeah.
My number 1, I think it's no surprise. I've talked about it like 5 times this episode. It's definitely Kingdom Legacy. Hands down, eyes closed, dying breath. Definitely the best game I've played this month. Definitely the most unique experience. I was like, yeah, sure, it's 11:30. I'll just play a little bit and then sleep. Boom, 6 in the morning. Nope, no sleep. Straight to Pharaohs to get the expansions for it.
Yeah.
Amazing. I will wait 2 months and I'll play it again. Please, Fraxelius Games, please give us the more expansions. We need 5 or 4 more expansions to complete the saga. Let's do it. Give them to us. We want to continue this amazing story.
All right.
Number 1.
I just realized that, it's a little bit of a cheat, but both our number 1 had King in the title. You had
K.
The
K is going to be rough then.
Cool.
Alrighty.
All right. I'm just going to mention the games we played.
Yes.
We played together Robo Rally. Aquatica, Kraftwagen, Coloma, Comic Hunters, Civolution, Rajas the Ganges the card game, Valeria, Cards and Kingdom, Tiny Epic Galaxies, Tiny Epic Western, Tiny Epic, and what was the last one called?
Quest.
Quest, yes. SETI, Transmission, Riverbed Hunt, Bamboo, Nusfjord, Dead Cells, Panda, Evenfall, with the expansion of course, Clan Catacombs, Gnome Kingdom, Dune Imperium, Deus, Lord of the Rings, Duel for Middle-earth, and Tiny Epic Pirates.
Yes. Gnome Kingdom is the game that I uploaded on our Instagram today. Go and check it out. New game, pretty nice. Go have a look if you want to check that out.
Yes, and we had some questions, and now the design also answered us, so we're definitely looking forward to get more into it and see.
Definitely. What did you play?
I played a few times at my work and also at home with my girl, when she came over from Malmö, which was interesting. So we have a bit of a mix of fillers and heavier games. So for the King and me, Deep Sea Adventure, Cat Lady.
Man,
you still need to try that.
I need to try that game, man. Come on.
Spiky Dastards, Vegetable Stock, Bang.
Is it the game I played without looking?
Yes, it's the game. This is a story. No, now I need to mention it. You mentioned it yourself. I was going to let you go. This was a little filler game, and Nick just wanted to have his big boy pants on that
prove a point.
And prove that it didn't matter if he looked or not. He was just picking a random card on each turn, and he came dead last.
It did not work.
So you can't do that. You need some strategy. Cool. Then we played. I played Bang, Diamant, The Veil of Eternity with the expansion, Acropolis with the new expansion, The White Castle with the new expansion, Plantanubo, Castle Combo, A War of Whispers, Hero Realms, Let's Go to Japan, and Nick's number one, Terraforming Mars. Old number one, at least.
Maybe
we'll see.
It's not going to be number one this time. Let's see.
We'll see next time.
I'm kidding. All right. And I played only 3 times without you. I played one with some new Greek people I met here. We played Wizard and Kunhandel Master. I played with our friend Ulrich twice, Paladins of the West Kingdom and Ark Nova. I played Dead Cells with my roommate and Super Kawaii Pets with my girl. So this was the game I played without you. And then for the solo front, Gloomhaven, Buttons and Bug, 3 games, Kingdom Legacy 6 times, and then one game of Heroes of Might and Magic 3, 1 game of Dead Cells, and 1 game of Fateforge, Chronicles of Kaan. Close to finishing that one.
Oh, well, I'm going to look forward to hear you talk more about it at some point.
Definitely.
We are almost at the end.
Yes.
Before we end, we will, of course, do our 5 on the fly.
5 on the fly.
And, yeah. Also,
do you also have some stats like who won how many games? Just for the ones that keeping track.
Yes.
Yeah.
You've won 9 games,
dude,
and Nick won 17 games.
Yes.
So
GG's.
A bit less than last time. Oh, and our friend Erkan won 2 games.
Shout out to him. He's 3rd this month.
Yeah,
Erkan, the GOAT.
And the previous month it was his cousin who was 3rd, so he's kind of
rival, I want to think in my canon head.
Yes.
All right.
Cool.
5 on the fly time.
Who should go first?
Let me ask you first.
All right.
We got a pretty decent list here.
All
right. Game number 1. Roll for the Galaxy.
Ooh.
Well, I know I like it more than you do.
Yeah, you like it more than me. I love the universe. It's not my favorite from the series, but still a good game. Let's put it at 3.
Ooh. Damn, you're taking a risk there.
I mean, we gotta see.
Okay, what about Super Kawaii Pets?
Super Kawaii Pets. That's also good. Filler, smaller. Less good than Roll for the Galaxy. So for that reason, I probably should put it at 4.
Now it's getting rough. What about Panda?
Panda will go to 5.
And then your first 2 games. I wouldn't mind them. Would you? What about Everdell?
Oh, Everdell. That's good.
I know it's fallen off a little bit for you lately.
Yeah. Also, after I tried Far Shore and other worker placement, it became a bit crazy. But out of these games, it's the best so far, and let's not risk our number 1 like we did in the past, so we'll put it on 1.
You are a smart person. Although your last game is something I love, I don't know how strongly you feel about it. It is above and below.
Oh, number 2.
Number 2. So Ayub got Everdale, Above and Below, Roll for the Galaxy, Super, Kawaii Pets, and Panda.
All right.
All right.
Pretty close to how I would put it, I think.
Yeah.
We'll have to
My
think
turn.
about it. All right. Yeah. Well,
No duplicate games this time.
no duplicate.
I'm re-editing this.
Don't worry. Don't worry.
Let's
we
kick it
here.
up.
Nick, your number one game to put in is a game we played with Jenk
Okay.
in Essen, and it's Re-Echo.
All right. I'll put it in number 5.
All right. It was definitely, I think, of the small filler games we did that, the better one.
Okay. I'll be 100% honest. I have no idea which one it was, but I know all of them were not the best games
All right.
I played.
Cool. Then your next game is Unconscious Mind.
That is an amazing game. Number 1. I didn't have... Oh, you had that. Okay.
No, don't worry. I'm also writing it here, where you're putting it in.
Now you feel like number... Oh, sorry. I shouldn't sing.
And
Sorry.
then your number 3 game here that was rolled is Uno.
Number 4.
Yeah.
Although, shout out to one of my friends who loves Uno for some reason.
A lot of people do. I never get it.
Do board gamers like it, though?
I don't think so.
I also don't think so.
I don't
think it's
think-
like a risk monopoly situation.
Yeah, I think it's too swingy and ranked up. I
if
don't.
you're not playing board games, you're like, okay, this is fun. This is...
Yeah,
But if you are more like it, it's like... Yeah.
doesn't seem like you have a lot of options.
Is it like a trick-taking game? Would
Yeah,
it qualify as a trick-taking? Yeah,
basically.
probably, yeah.
Yeah, with some few rule changes, right?
Yeah.
All right. Well, in our future episodes, you might hear us talk about some replacement games when you play with people like that.
I love the teaser.
But
man.
yeah, stay tuned for that. We talked about that.
Stay freaking tuned.
All right. Your next game is Bang the Dice Game.
That's easy, number 2.
And you'll probably be happy you put it in number 2 because your last game is Cupcake Academy.
What the F is that?
I knew you wouldn't remember it.
Yeah.
It's a co-op game.
Co-op game.
You have cupcake holders that can stack on each other, and there will be a card in the middle that shows how the cupcake holder should be stacked, and you throw them around and need to stack them.
I literally have no recollection of ever.
I had it for a little while, and then
Let me Google it.
it moved on.
I mean, no matter what it is, it will be probably better than Uno. So
Yeah.
And R-Echo. Explain to me what R-Echo is now.
So that was one where we were trying to think about the environment.
Oh,
There was opposite cards, and when you play there, you take the cards. on
That
the
was
opposite-
surprisingly not bad.
That was definitely not
Yeah.
that bad. Yeah.
Okay, and I'm seeing at pictures of Cupcake Academy now, and I remember it. Yeah. Yeah. Okay, so I think R-Echo should be number 3, and everything else is
Yeah.
good. Yeah.
Then otherwise, you did a pretty good job.
All right. We did it. Ladies and gentlemen, we are at the end of our episodes. At this point, one more time, I will remind you that we do have an Instagram account at board_game_nerds. Same title for our TikTok unboxing videos. And if you want to send us any messages, you can do that in our email at boardgamenerds777@gmail.com.
Yes. Yeah, buddy. That was good. Cool. If
All
you
right.
have been listening to our podcast, you will see also that some of the episodes monthly will have some of the same themes. This is of course, good for you as a listeners to follow along and see what happens. And also that for us will make us better and better every time. So just enjoy how the quality of your podcast is raising up.
Yes, it is. Any closing thoughts before we take it away?
No, I will just say to everybody, look back on your month and see what you played. Make you think about it. It will make you think about what to revisit, what to sell or give away, and all of that stuff.
Holidays are coming up, so always a good time to make a shuffle in your collection.
Exactly.
All right. Thank you, everybody, for listening. This was Nick.
This was Ayub.
And thank you for listening to the Board Game Nerds podcast. See you next time.